32 competitors are left. It's round 2. Let's get ready to rumble! Hit it. We are here to announce then the results of round 2. It's flying by, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what was all of those names is down to 32 already.
Yep.
And by the end of this,
We only got 16 left.
it's all happened.
Yep.
So let's run through these now in the order they happened. We had, as the results here, Kratan, Dragon Lord Pentagast. Really?
He's just a Navaran version of the... Well, he might just have to be a Navaran version of the Chevalier. He's a dick. We don't know. We haven't met him yet.
Yeah. Well, he's a dick that's put one up a dragon.
As the song goes.
As the song goes from the March.
Yep.
And he took on and obliterated the alchemist. There was no chance, really. For
Not
that.
really, I would think, at this point.
Poor guy. It doesn't matter what fake supplements he was using. This guy has so much natural skill.
Yeah.
It overrode all of that.
Yeah.
So he took him down, and the guy yielded before the third. Literally because of
Bro, you're too powerful. I can't handle this.
the blood loss from the initial hit.
Yeah.
He's just figured, I shouldn't be bleeding this much. I'm so invigorated with potions. He shouldn't have even been able to strike me like that.
Yeah. And he did. That's the issue. So yeah, this guy...
We had a Wilder go up against Underwood, and community character Underwood took it. He knocked out that chastened Wilder. That man of the South.
That's very nice work, Ander.
Yes, so still he might yet claim it for Zamar. We'll have to see.
Well, their numbers are dwindling.
Terribly so. Now,
Every round.
we had the battle that was possibly the battle of the round. Next. Blitzel, that Laurie was playing.
Yep.
The Iceborne Pentagast.
Blitzel versus the Black Bear.
This time he's allowed to wear his full armour. Now, the Black Bear made the decision of taking sword and board.
I'm not sure if he was taking Blitzel serious or not. Or if he was or not, to be honest.
It's hard to say, because he's most effective with his two-hander. And he's much bigger than Blitzel. In fact, he was the biggest man in the event.
The biggest contender there, yeah.
I mean, Blitzel kept kind of like offering him and said, look, why don't you just give up here? You can just submit here if you want.
Well, they did to the yield.
Blitzel offered
Yeah.
that actually up from the beginning. And, he kept saying as the fight was going on and he was doing all this damage to him, much faster than the Black Bear.
Yeah. Getting extra attacks in and...
Lots of strikes and things. Lots of good procs.
Getting through the armour like that.
Yes, just about managing to stack up, whereas his were only just chipping away at Blitzel, weren't they? The odd swipe
But
here
the fact
and
is,
there.
Blitzel needed that, considering he'd pulled to the yield.
But this guy...
Because this guy had a lot more health than Blitzel.
He definitely did. And as
You were like,
such,
oh, yeah, this is an insane idea, you know that.
but, of course, he had sword and board.
Yep.
Instead of his big, dangerous two-hander.
Yeah.
Which is scary as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you can start re-rolling damage.
It gave Blitzel a bit of an edge, but the fact is he became, as the fight went on, harder to hit because he was guarding up every time. +2 to defense, -2 to all rolls.
Yes. He started to see that he was in a bit of trouble. And Blitzel said, look, you've got a chance. You can bow out right now if you want. I'm only going to finish you off. And he said, well, finish me then, if you can. And it was... I mean, that was a provocation for Blitzel. It got to the point where this indestructible warrior, this monster of a bear man.
Yeah.
With almost like demigod-like powers. Was rocking on his feet. And dropped his shield. Dropped his bloody great big one-hander.
It was a bastard sword.
And said, I guess I am a dragon.
And then proceeded to collapse.
Yep. Fell on the ground in a dying state. Blitzel asked the crowd, what do I do? What do I do? They were pretty much split. Split decision. So Blitzel decides, I'm going to give him the worthy death. So beheads him. And that was pretty gruesome for all the audience. Now, things can be quite complicated in Dragon Age. And I asked my players to consider just one thing. What do they think made the Black Bear come up from a slave to be the most powerful man in all of Tevinter?
Yeah, the fact is, Blitzel was a bit uncertain about what he was going to do in the begin with.
How did he change and become that powerful?
Yeah. It's a bit of an interesting one, isn't it? The thing, Blitzel was like...
There could be follow-ups to this.
Blitzel began with offering him the yield factor because after his fight with the Avarian and what he knows about the Black Bear from what he's seen him fight,
Yep.
he's like, right, this guy wants to spill blood, so I'm going to give him everything. I'm not having this called early this time.
Yes. Well.
And when he knocked him into unconscious state, or dying mode, or whatever he was in,
Yep.
Blitzel was actually a little bit wondering, like, should I kill him? Should I not? Why he asked the crowd first. But then there's the whole issue of, like, Blitzel has this bloodlust as well. He's got a bit of a bloodlust of in his own right, so...
Well, all I'm saying is it might have put certain things into motion.
Yeah. Whereas if he hadn't done, other things might have gone into motion.
Yeah. Sir Olmar has gone out once again to Pelios. Unbelievable.
Pelios, you keep beating these warriors.
We said, why not? So now Pelios isn't just the kid, he's the why not kid. That's, I suppose, the nickname that some of the others are going to be giving him.
Yeah.
Some of the pundits, like us, sitting up in the stands watching.
Definitely, at this point.
From our celebrity boxes. We had the Freeport Drug Lord go down to Shadow. She managed to deliver enough cuts, keep his hands off her, and when they did come on, she stabbed them. It went her way. He got woozy and collapsed.
Yep.
The judges couldn't really see how much damage she'd done to him because he was just too fat. But
yeah, he fell down, so they called it.
Yeah. Another Ormuzamar dwarf is gone. This time to play a character Ray. It's another why not? And that's a rogue.
But then again, it's a player character versus just qualifier character.
Kind of. It was an Ormuzamar fighting dwarf.
Yeah, but he was just an insert. So as far as we can tell, most of these just random inserts that are names really don't much have a chance against player suggested characters. But
It can happen.
True, it could happen. Tannadil lost.
Yes, upsets do happen. We had the wrestling champion, the Hog.
Versus Karak.
He pulled the same stunt again. All of it again. Dancing, the man in a dress. But this time he was wearing war paint. He slathered it all over his naked upper body. The Hog is very mentally susceptible to the challenge.
If you can't tell by my face, Karak won this fight. He played the fucking crowd against the Hog.
Yes, he was using RP stunts. He was using Sway the Crowd and Bon Mott to give performance abilities on his side.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like one of those there and then moments in history where you can do something amazing. And also, we've been implementing dragon points now, which allow people to re-roll their dice, and you get they've started doing this on a few of the forums. People have started doing it as well. I thought, well, we'll try it out. So, dragon dice equals your level, and once they're spent, but they are regenerated with natural 18s rolled.
Yeah.
And, well, obviously not damage, if you roll 3d6 damage.
Yeah. It's just natural 18s to, like, perform a test, rather than anything else.
Yes, it's tests, rather than... Give you them back, but up to the cap, of course. He spent a few of them.
Yeah, like
2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
On reroll, so that helps him too. He's really committing to winning that fight. To him, it's hilarious. He only entered
to me, it's stupid.
He entered it as a joke, but also the hog didn't take him seriously. Brought his big cleaver up and stuck it in the sand. He can't possibly win this tournament.
Not worth considering who you said he's up against next.
Once the hog couldn't catch him and got pissed off enough by chasing him around the ring, cue the Benny Hill music, slippery, slippery, oily war paint slipping off. He keeps trying to grab him. He can't grab him. He then, and by the way, he was missing as well
with his sword
because he's not very good, as good with his bare hands as he is with his sword.
He's got less dex, dex and strength, huh? Even though I would have expected him to be focused in it, but whatever. Yeah,
he's not got it happening, and as such,
even when he picked up his big old cleaver, he was still missing.
He was missing at that point, but he could have been getting unlucky. I don't know, but the hits, he wasn't really generating enough damage against Carrick when he did connect.
Yeah, because he was just rolling with punches to begin with, and he was automatically healing all those.
I mean, he went for once he got the cleaver, the rolls started going against him, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, once he woke up to the fact that, Jesus, I need to just shred this guy with the weapon, but it was too late.
The dice decided, we're not going to roll high enough now.
But to me, I love it when the dice twist like that, because they make me laugh. They do something.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Overall, this isn't about, can someone win a round or 2. This is, can they win the whole tournament? All that matters is the winner.
If he fucking does win the whole thing, I will be severely pissed off.
I know you will. Oh, I know. Next up.
I was basically joking with Jez, like, why don't you just go into the Mages meta while you're at it, and then win that instead? Because you've obviously got a high enough perception to do it, right?
We had the Avar champion, Scarad Nun, go out to play a character. Another, why not? Rogue. Reza.
Yep, Reza. Oh dear.
Secruddle was beaten by Captain Braden, who is so very stern and lets on nothing of damage that he's taking. I mean, he just gets...
I get a feeling Braden could probably go quite a few
knocked down
more rounds.
Silently gets back up. He doesn't even grunt.
I've got a feeling Braden could definitely go a few more rounds after this one, probably.
So Bridget's gone.
Maybe the last 4.
So Bridget is gone.
Really?
One of Alfie's warriors, player character, Sigane.
Oh, nice works again.
It was warrior versus warrior. It could have gone either way. But, yes, to the player characters, well done. You are really stepping into this tournament. Really making your presence felt. We had that vile hag-like scratchy claw woman take on Ogren. This time, Ogren woke up in the middle of the ring, not remembering what had happened, but everyone else had remembered.
And apparently he won.
And Ogren had won. Last time, no one remembered.
So how did I win? It doesn't matter, I'm going to probably go get drunk anyway.
So, Ogren's through. Dirty Mac went out to the Navarran sellsword, so, he is still there in the last 16, but, we don't know too much about him yet. We might be discounting him. Okay, he's a sellsword, but, what else?
Sellsword's basically just a mercenary,
What else is he, though? What, is he a particularly amazing fighter who happened to turn to mercenary work. It can happen sometimes. Yeah. Agnes, dual-wielding berserker, novice, versus Levi the Root of the Mountain, indestructible warrior of Orzammar. Orzamar's last hope. Greatest hope.
Yeah. And if he happens to go out, Ogren can do it.
Levi the Root
he's not going
is a
out
master
is he?
berserker. No. Agnes didn't really stand a chance. Her damage wasn't enough. Twin axes versus twin axes.
Berserker versus berserker.
Agnes' silver ones versus his black ones.
Yeah.
And, a lot of ducking and rolling and clanging and parrying and clawing and hit and this way and that way.
Hits, misses, dodging and diving.
Back, forth, left, right, clang, clang. But, he is just too strong with it.
Yeah. He's just too powerful.
Far too competent. And when he does get hit, he shrugs it off and it doesn't affect his poise.
No.
So that he will strike back as seemingly unaffected, even though he's took the blow. It's like striking a granite golem. Trying to stop him.
No, probably striking a lot more like any golem, really, to be honest.
Oh, yes. Then we have the monk has gone through against Lord Kinrick. That is the Orzammar delegation final leader. It's all on the route now.
Yeah.
He's through to the 16th. Orzammar
are losing slowly,
but they're happy.
Yeah.
Because they're nominated. I mean, the other guys were there just to help clear the way around the route.
And now the route's the only one left.
They never figured.
Well, technically Ogren's still there, but
they never figured they would be able to win this.
They were putting their hopes on the route to begin with, weren't they?
Yes, they were just here to try and clear out some of the chaff around the route, try and injure as many of the route's potential opponents as possible, or try and beat anyone that might be severe, so that they take the injuries instead of the route.
Yeah.
Or if they have to go out to somebody, at least they can hurt them before they go on to face the route.
Yeah.
If it's a really great competitor.
So Orzammar down to the route.
They went in really
brave.
But this monk had way too many surprises. The foreigner was just pulling. He wasn't pulling his punches.
He was just pulling so many punches out.
Exactly. He wasn't pulling them. He was putting them. Matko Bloodhold is gone to Lord Forsard Malakot, the dick.
Yeah, that was not much of a surprise, to be honest. This is Lord Forsard Malakot, after all.
He did
the previous champion of the summer tournament.
He ended up impaling...
Of course he impaled him on his spear.
His leg.
With the spear, right? With his lance, or whatever the fuck.
With a two-handed spear. Through the leg.
So he forsook a shield to take the spear, huh?
And it was very funny.
It was very funny.
Because Forsard Malakot and Matko Bloodhold are similar characters. As in, they both enjoy bloodletting. And it turns out that Matko Bloodhold enjoys receiving pain.
Oh, he's a masochist. Brilliant.
So, it got stupid. But the judges called it because they were very disturbed at that point. And I think even Lord Forsard was disturbed by the fact that
his opponent was actually enjoying getting hurt.
I think they say that with fighters, as soon as you start enjoying the pain, it's probably time to quit.
Yeah.
And then Varric versus Amelia. Varric's not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy, and he's not stupid either.
He knew that he didn't stand a chance against Amelia. They agreed.
He couldn't yield, however. He couldn't just yield straight there.
All right.
He's contracted to have to.
I don't want to have to do this. And Amelia's like, well, you don't have to then. Just yield to me.
I can't do that.
I'm under contract. You don't know what it's like, do you? And Amelia probably said something like, well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty much just the first
they just agreed to a first blood situation. He tried his thing with Bianca, the stabby action. Amelia would have caught it in her armour, turned her arm, grabbed it, yanked it out of his hands, and he'd be like, oh, can I have that back? He'd say, yeah, as soon as you yield. Okay, I'm gonna jump and try and get it. Amelia, hold me.
It's not like you can, I don't know, like, kick her in the balls or anything. Make her drop it.
Kick her in the ovaries.
I mean, that's really going to help, considering she's wearing full plate as well.
No,
it's probably going to hurt his foot.
Yes.
Or his fist if he tries punching.
That's it. I mean, he could see that he was completely outgunned on this.
Yeah.
So
he's not stupid. He's really not stupid.
She just gave him a cursory nick.
Like, there, first blood. There we go.
Sent him out. Yeah. There you go. You can have a slight piercing. So, anyway, that is the round done with.